Hey everybody, this is day, I believe 94 on the Appalachian Trail, and this is where I slept last night. So I had this beautiful lake to wake up to, this great scenery, and I actually slept just right up there. And it was just a stealth site where I put my tent, and that was it. So it was a good day yesterday. It was a good day the day before. So I'm trying to keep it to where I only have had 2 bad days on the trail. I know the day that I slipped and fell, and then I was lost, and you guys saw me realize how lost that was on camera. Probably looked pretty bad, but it was in retrospect, it was pretty funny, and I'm actually glad that you guys got to see it. I'm glad it happened because you guys got to see it. It's not always sugar and spice or peaches and cream on the trail. It has its days. So the last big peak before Katahdin is over. I hope to finish the 100 miles wilderness today. If I do, I'll have it done in like 3.5 days. I have enough food to get me through the rest of the trail. Had a great breakfast this morning. So this is what I started doing, and because I have an excess of ramen. When I say an excess of ramen, I have like 2 packets more than what I need. It's not like I got a case of ramen laying around. But yesterday I just needed a little push, some more energy, right, by about 5 o'clock. And so I pulled into a shelter. I think it was a shelter. Yeah, I pulled into a shelter, and it was a nasty shelter. Oh my God. There was trash everywhere. There was trash coming into the shelter. There was trash leaving the shelter. It was nasty. The people who did that should have been ashamed of themselves. There was clothes all over the place. It was just nasty. And some other fella passed through there because he was going to stop, and he was like, "I'm not staying here tonight." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't blame you." But he said that it was most likely day hikers, because although the 100 miles of wilderness seems like you're going to be isolated, you pass logging roads. I saw day hikers all over the 100-mile wilderness. And I saw people getting food drops. So there's this company that will, at one of the logging roads, put whatever you buy from them as far as food in a 5-gallon bucket with a lid on it and put your name on it. And then they'll drop it off at one of these logging roads, and you're good. You don't have to carry as much. I think that's a good idea. It's a smart idea. It's great, capitalism at its best. But the flip side to that is I crossed one of these logging roads, and I saw 4 people sitting around. I'm like, "Hey friends, what you guys up to?" And they're like, "Oh, we're just waiting on our food drop." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And the logging road prior to that, I had actually saw the guy doing the drop off, and he was really nice. He and I talked for a moment or two, but yeah, people just saying, "Here you go. I need some food and I don't want to carry it," which again, that's fine. I don't think it lessens the trail any. I think there are so many ways to do the trail that however you do it is unique to you. You know, like the people who take the aqua blaze in the Shenandoahs, and they just float down the river for 50 miles and then they get back on the trail. Well, the river paralleled the trail and they're canoeing, and quite honestly, if I had gotten there to the Shenandoah National Park at a different hour in the day, I would have done it. I would have liked the break. And there are people who do what's called yellow blazing, where they have to walk down a road. And I talked to one guy, and he said, yeah, I walked down the road. Oh, look, we got people. Hey there. So I do a vlog for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we've raised 10, 12 grand so far.
Wonderful.
So, what's that?
What's your blog name?
It's just a GoFundMe site. Oh no, Ukulele Scott on YouTube. Ukulele.
We'll look you up.
Yeah. So,
Cool.
yeah. Hey, no donations too small. No kid deserves cancer. Okay. So,
Agreed.
yeah, there we go. Agreed.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
You guys have a great day.
You too.
Are you guys summiting or are you guys?
No, we're just section hiking.
Ah, sweet.
Yeah.
You guys have a great day. I'm gonna get at it in a minute. I just do my morning commentary and then go, oh my God, look at that beautiful doggy. Hi, puppy. Oh, okay. All right, so as I was saying, there was one guy, he was doing a yellow blaze, which means you just walk a road. And he said he just gets tired of being on the trail and not seeing people, which I can relate to. And he said it's really great. I did it. I have yellow blazed one day. And I said hello to every person that I met. And they said hello to me, and we talked. And it was really good. I offered to help an elderly couple trim their tree because that's what they were doing. And I was like, hey, this is an elderly couple. Let me see if I can help. And, because of COVID, they were like, well, thank you, no. And I think the older fellow he had some, pride in his own work, which is commendable. So, again, they're just all kind of hikes. If I could have taken a canoe that was over there and canoed to the other side of this lake, if I knew exactly where the trail was, I would have, because it's a really great experience. And then there was one time I forget where, but I was in Maine on a lake, and there was they had all those seaplanes, right? And I would have taken it if I knew that, like, hey, this guy will fly me in a seaplane from like one lake to another, and then I just pick back up on the trail right there. I think I would have taken it just for a really cool experience. Hey, on the Appalachian Trail, I did this. I don't know. I'm rambling on for no good reason. I'm kind of chatty this morning. Oh, so I got off on a tangent. I meant to tell you about my latest 5 o'clock energy creation. So I take ramen, and I take about 5 o'clock ish, or just when I'm feeling sluggish, and I know I got some more time to go. I boil some water, and I put 2 tea bags in it for a cup of hot tea. But then I take some chicken ramen, and I throw that in there, right? And then on top of that, I take some powdered peanut butter, and I put that in there too, and I mix it all up, right? And I know that sounds nasty, but you can't taste the tea all that well because of all the other flavors, but it gives me carbs via the noodles, caffeine via the tea, protein via the peanut butter, and sodium via the flavor packet. And man, let me tell you, like 10 minutes after eating that, boom, I'm ready to go. So, yeah. All right. I'm on the other side of this beautiful lake. I stayed over there, and I am now getting into the trail. All right. I will talk to you guys later if I see something really, really beautiful. And I don't say this cynically, but I don't know what my views are going to be today, being that I'm on flatland, or relatively flatland. Watch, this will be the day where I go up to some little tiny hill and I see something magnificent. But if I do, you will too. All right, now. You guys have a great, great day. So within the first 15 minutes of being on the trail, I was off the trail for about 1/8 of a mile, so it wasn't that big of a deal. I wasn't even upset. I was like, oh well, that's how I start my day. So no big deal. I kind of feel like I should get extra credit for this damn trail because the amount of mileage that I've done off of it, but it doesn't work that way. And the Appalachian Trail Conservatory does not recognize any 2020 hiker. So, I mean, it's just so stupid with the whole COVID thing and like, no, we won't recognize you. Okay, whatever. What I'm thinking about doing, I'm seriously considering this, is next year in 2021, when the trail opens back up again, because it's on federal land, it can never really close unless the federal government closes it. So like when they say, the state of the Smoky Mountains are closed. No, they're not. And then they put a police officer there, state or county sheriff officer there, and they say, well, you can't go, it's closed. And it's not closed. I'm sorry, that's federal land, so unless the federal government closed it, which they haven't, then I can be on it. And I heard stories about some police officers who were really sticky about it, and some police officers were like, dude, just go ahead, man. I gotta say that. And I cherish and value all of our law enforcement agents. But it's just funny, like, how the Appalachian Trail Conservatory is like, sorry, we don't count. 2020 doesn't count. Have a great day. But I got off on a little bit of a tangent. What I'm thinking, seriously considering, and it's just totally stupid and juvenile on my part, so what actually might happen is Mount Katahdin opens July 1st. So if I were to drive to Georgia and register with the ATC in Georgia, get a tag, and let them weigh my pack, right? Which would be a slack pack. It would be a 5-pound pack. It would have like water and a jacket in it. And then go from there, get back in my car, drive to Harper's Ferry, and take a picture at Georgia. Doing a high five to nobody. And then drive to Harper's Ferry, which is considered the midway point, and go to the Appalachian Trail Conservatory, the next day. And then say, hey guys, how you doing? I'm just checking in. Check in. And then go on the Harper's Ferry bridge and take a double high five. Like one hand is out here and the other hand is out here. And then get back in my car and go to Katahdin, right? Hike up the top, get a photo with another high five just with the other hand, and then merge all the photos to where the Harper Ferry one's in the middle. And then I'm just high-fiving myself along the way. And then, of course, check in with the Appalachian Trail Conservatory, the ATC, and say, hey, I'm done. Woo, 3 days. And when they get salty and say, well, hey, we're not going to count that, it's okay. I have my plastic ticket. And my reply would be, well, when I did it for real last year, you guys didn't count it either, so what's the difference? It seems kind of expensive and juvenile to get that photo and get a plastic tag that I would do what with. So I'm conflicted because I really like the idea of doing it, but I also see how stupid it is. And I don't know. I talk to people on the trail, and they're like, well, the ATC doesn't do anything for me, and they're an organization just like any other organization, and I'm on a soapbox, sorry. If you follow, and their goal, just like any company, is to make money. That's their goal. They might do all this really great stuff. They might not do anything great, but their goal is to make money. That's what companies do. So They are all in it for the trail. I truly believe that, and they do a lot of good. There's a lot of places where the trail is just so well maintained, and it's because of them and the state and local stewards of the trail. So I don't have any real beef with the ATC like some people do, but to just say, hey, we're not recognizing anyone that's on during the COVID. I always think of Forrest Gump when I say COVID. I don't know. During the COVID. But I wonder what Jenny died from. Jenny died from the COVID. She died on a Tuesday. That's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah, that's what, every time I say COVID, that's what I think of. Because I'm stupid. All right. I'm going to go back to hiking because the rocks and the roots are getting treacherous. Oh, they're not getting treacherous. They're just getting ample, bigger. And I'm going down and going down. Oh, I'm going to go back on another tangent. I will tell you that all of the times, luckily, thank you, that I have fallen, and I've fallen a lot. I have fallen in the right spots, right? Like, I have fallen and my fall is like just on my butt or just on my back or just on my elbow, right? And I haven't injured myself, A, and B, I haven't fallen to where, clearly, because I'm still making these videos, where I'm seriously injured because I fell like off of a cliff or I fell coming down the side of one of these sheer rock mountains, and there's a decent amount of rock climbing up and down in the Whites and on the 100-mile trail. I keep wanting to say 100 mile an hour, like 100 mile an hour tape. I'm so conditioned from the military. But there are a lot of places that I could have fallen and had serious bodily harm, and I haven't. So, and I'm crossing this nice little stream, and I think there's going to be a nice little shot. Yep, there's the sun peeking through. Okay, so in order for me to cross this, I really, because speaking of falling, okay, let's see. There we go. That's my morning. All right, friends, I've rambled on long enough. I got to get moving. All right, love you. Bye. So I finished the 100 miles of wilderness. That right there is Katahdin. What is up? I finished the 100 miles of wilderness in 3.5 days and crossing this beautiful river. I don't know which one it is. And I'm super jazzed. I got 10 miles to go through that park. And then I'm just going to hang out at the base until they say I can go. That's all I got. All right.